Pembrokeshire, Wales, home to breathtaking scenery, wild weather, puffins and Dale motor yachts. The yard takes its name from the town in which it was formed back in the early 60s, and since then, and a move to Neyland in the 80s, has built some of the most capable offshore machines we have ever tested. This all-new 40 is the latest, but you're not going to learn much about it in the confines of the river. No, this boat in its Arthur Mersel hull belongs amongst the rollers, fighting the wind and the waves.
It doesn't matter how many times you drive an Arthur Mersel hull, it's an absolute delight to see how well they handle rough weather. We've had great conditions today, 2.5–3 metres swell, maybe more, a bit of chop, 25 knots of wind, and the Dale 40 has absolutely relished it. It's genuinely good fun. You find yourself hunting ever bigger waves to see if the boat can handle them, and invariably it can. And what's really nice, as well as that rough weather straight line prowess, it's a good fun boat to drive as well. There's a really nice mix of quite light steering with initial turning, but it's solid, it doesn't wander, you don't have to constantly adjust the wheel, it tracks beautifully straight. We were doing very hard turns out there for the photo boat, and it really whips round nice and quickly considering it's a semi-displacement hull. Dale will, within reason, fit whatever engines you want to this boat. This particular one's got a pair of Volvo Pentas D6 370s, and it's good for 22 knots flat out. We had 25 knots with the tide behind it today, but really you're cruising at 16–17 knots on this boat. Though you could fit it with the 600 horsepower Volvos, it'll do over 30 knots. And I was a little bit concerned about whether this version with those twin 370s would have enough grunt to dig you out of the troughs, but they've proved today that actually, as long as you're happy with the cruising speed of 16–17 knots, they're really well suited to the boat and quiet as well. And it's in conditions like this you realise why Dale always want to fit a lower helm to their boats. You see some hard cabin boats of this style don't have this, but because the ride can get a bit splashy, you want to be able to come and shelter down here. And this lower helm, when it's set quite tall, the owner of this boat is a tall man, so everything is slightly too high for me, but for him it's absolutely perfect. And that's the beauty of Dale, they will just mould the boat around you. But it's all presented really nicely. There's some lovely detailing, like the work that's gone into this plinth that the compass sits on, 30 layers of varnish and all the woodwork down here. It's absolutely beautiful. The one thing I'd say it's lacking is somewhere to put stuff. There's a little shelf here where I've got my phone, but there's nowhere that you can put a mug or a cup or just chuck some sunglasses. You probably want something more to hand where you can rest items, but apart from that it's a pretty good setup. So in calmer weather and slightly warmer conditions, this upper helm station really comes into its own. Obviously it's very sociable because everybody can sit around you and be part of the journey, but also when you're coming into berth it's a great position as well. You're raised up, you can see all corners of the boat and you can easily communicate with those on deck. Practicality is a key charm on board the 40, and you can see by the size of these side decks what a safe and easy boat it is to crew. The height of these rails, even right forward to the bow, means you've always got something to grab onto no matter where you are on the boat. And it's things like this, the fact that instead of having fender baskets, you've got these huge great lockers in each side deck that will swallow 3 or 4 fenders each, lines, everything can be stowed down there neatly away, and you can walk very easily down these decks and you're back up to the cockpit. A couple of other things to point out up here. Firstly, this radar arch folds down so that you can lower the air draft if you're inland. These pair of helm seats here, they swivel all the way around so they can meet the table if you've got it set up. And even though these backrests look quite low, when I first got on board I thought, oh, they look uncomfortable. Actually they're in a really good position for you to lean back. I mean, maybe not so good when you're dining, but certainly when you're going along and looking to relax, and they're in a really nice position and perfectly comfortable.
There's some really nice touches up here as well, and it's typical of Dale that here where they could fitted a plexiglass door or an aluminium one, they didn't choose to do that. They chose to fit this wonderful varnished timber version instead. It's an absolute work of art in its own right. Down here you really begin to feel that extra volume that Dale has tried to get into this boat, and along with the bonded windows you have loads of natural light pouring in here, so that it feels even more spacious than it is, especially with this lovely light oak finish on the wood. Now there is the option to have a sunroof overhead. This customer hasn't opted for it, but you could have that, so you can obviously open up this area to the elements as well as having the outdoor helm station. A nice touch is the fact that you can get 3 people sitting forward here at the helm station, and another clever touch is this button here moves this entire section forward, so that when you're not using the helm and you're using this as a living area, you get a little bit more space here at the dinette. And talking about living on board, we can't ignore the galley, because it's a really great study on how this boat is built to go to sea. There's all the little touches, like the fact that the fiddles extend up over the surface here so you can hold on to it if you're down here when the boat is going along. The fact that the drawers are locked in place, you have to physically lift them out like that, and then they lock in so that they can't fly open when the boat's at sea. And see how much headroom there is down here as well. Again, the volume has been boosted and you can really feel that in this accommodation. Of course, the beauty of the aft cabin layout is that you have double cabins at either end of the boat, so they're extremely private. This particular boat has got this V-berth arrangement, as you can see, but you can have a double bed here if you prefer. There's also an infill for this section so that you can completely fill in this area and have a nice big double bed. And this cabin is en suite to the day heads. It's a really good size though, and of course the master cabin has its own bathroom after, which we'll go and have a look at in a second. There's a real feeling of quality and solidity down here in the interior. There's no veneers here, it's all real wood, it's all super substantial, very chunky. The craftsmanship is superb, and again the fine detailing is really, really lovely. The fact like down here you have dedicated storage space, beautifully hewn out of timber for all the boat's glasses. They're the same for the crockery in the kitchen. All those little details, really nicely done. So this is where you really feel that extra space over the 38. This aft cabin is a really, really good size. Again, headroom is great. You can get down both sides of the bed. There's loads of storage space as well. You've got a huge double wardrobe just here. There's storage space beneath the berth itself. Really nice big ensuite with a particularly large shower cubicle. And then this is also where you have access to the engines through a door just forward here.
Now, of course, a boat of this ability or quality doesn't come cheap. This one came in at just shy of £800,000. And though it may not be the last word in cutting edge design, what you have here is a boat that has been honed over decades to get to a point where it is the very best of the breed. Subtle tweaks like bonded windows and a smoother coach roof modernise the design, but nothing, even the pursuit of greater interior volume, is allowed to get in the way of the business of going to sea.